Well, all right, everybody. Welcome to the Thunderstruck series here on Rebel Racing Network. I'm your host, Eddie Smith, and we're getting ready to tackle Martinsville tonight. I am really excited to be here. I've co-commentated one of these races before, and it was a hell of a show, and I'm looking forward to that tonight as we get ready to take on Martinsville in the Martinsville 125. We've got 125 laps here tonight as our points leader, Josh Oswald, looks to extend his lead, get a couple wins on the season. We've had, we're on the fifth race, and we are 4 winners in, so nobody has been able to repeat so far. And so we've got a couple guys looking to do that tonight. But a fun field and a fun race, especially here at Martinsville. It never disappoints. As getting ready, qualifying sort of coming to the end. We've got just about a minute left, and so far, Kevin Anderson on top of the charts, almost a tenth faster than Garrett Zacharias. William Griffith starting third right now, Garrett Kinder fourth, and Harold Rothery fifth. So we'll see if that holds. It looks like everybody's about off the track, so that should be our grid for tonight. Top 15 of qualifying will make it into the feature, and looks like pretty much everybody's going to make it to the feature. Tonight looks like we have 18 drivers by my count, and we'll see how much that is, but it would at least need 21 for somebody to go home, so everybody will get the race. We'll have a fun little B main that really doesn't mean anything, but it should be fun to watch. As gives these guys a little bit of time to practice. And so we're going to go ahead and, as the B main is starting to grid up right now. Little 4-car B main. We got Charlie Gates Jr., Phil Hitman Monzo, Alex V. And looks like Chud Bassett was in the race, but either hasn't gridded or decided to take off. So we've got a nice little 3-car battle here. It'll be fun. There's no need to really hold back. You're going to make the feature no matter what. So go out there and hang it out, have some fun, and we'll take these 20 laps to really enjoy a show and see these guys battle it out at Martinsville. Give us a little taste of what's to come in the feature, which should be stacked with a lot of action as we're coming around to take the green. 20 laps. Hopefully we can stay green the whole way, but we'll see as Charlie Gates Jr. is going to head down and get the 1 to green. I'm really excited to see what these tour mods are going to do at Martinsville. They should put on a great race, as we have some laying back on the restart here. Is Charlie Gates, Hitman Monzo, having a little bit of fun. That's what it's all about. All right, green flag is out. Charlie Gates gets a great restart. Going to have a huge lead going down into the first turn. Hitman Monzo dropping back to the back in third place. As we watch Charlie Gates take a commanding lead as Alex V tries to run him down. Interesting thing about this league is that they are open setups, and I'm new to this league, so there'll be some people that I'm not too familiar with, and these cars have a little bit of experience, but not a whole bunch, so it'll be a learning experience for me, but I'm excited. I really enjoyed this group of guys, and I think this series is a really exciting series to be a part of and watch. So as these guys this is just a formality, just taking their time, not really much racing going on, just clicking off laps seeing how the setup is. It is an open setup series, which is a nice little wrinkle. Most leagues are running fixed setup these days, but open setup's a nice little touch. Allow you to make some adjustments, fit your driving style a little bit, and if you hit on it just right, you may not be the best driver in the field, but sometimes you can steal a win by having the best setup, and that's always a good feeling. There's Alex V. Crashes. Let's go back and see what happened to him. Yeah, just gets loose in the middle of the corner and spins it back up on the track. No harm, no foul. Just a nice little spin, little 180. Big FU to that cone right there. So that's really what he was trying to do. That cone was bothering him. He'd been going around a few times, and he wanted to get the hell out of that cone out of the way. And so he succeeded. But first caution of this B main is Alex Veith goes around. You know, these cars, the super lates, have a whole different kind of driver that race here. You know, you've got a group of guys who run the top tier, like the trucks, Xfinity car, and the Cup car, and they normally just kind of stick there. And then you got guys who are just about dirt. They go and run the dirt cars, the sprint cars, all about dirt. And then you got the guys who run short track asphalt and tour mod super late models, and those are some of the best drivers in the field. Pretty much the best drivers that I think are on iRacing are some of these drivers. So these cars, the late models, they really teach a lot of car control, throttle control, teach you how to race in close quarters, race around guys, and lean on them a little bit, teach you racecraft. They have a lot of power. They teach you throttle control. And so usually if the guys are good at these cars, you can be good at almost anything else. And but man, it's a whole different world. You jump in some of these super late model races and you get your ass whooped by some of these guys who put in a lot of time and put in a lot of work. And it seems like a lot of real life drivers really spend a whole lot of time here. So a lot of fun. And these races you'll see tonight as these guys battle it out. The last race I did was Bristol, and man, let me tell you, I was out of my seat. I was the third guy in the booth calling that, and I tell you what, it was a show that they put on. Garrett Kinder, Jason Warren, I believe, were the ones battling it out, and man, it was so much fun. We get ready to go back green here with about 10 laps to go in this B main. Like I said, again, it's just a formality. These guys are going to make it. Charlie Gates, he's trying to find where's the feature. He's like, let's go. Let's get to that feature as Alex Veith moves back up into second place. See if he learned anything after that spin. Hitman Monzo just taking his time. No matter what happens, you get a brand new car, brand new tires. You go into the feature, so... Like I said, it's a good time to get out there and test your setup, see what it'll do. Jump up on the outside, see how Charlie and Alex, they may have pushed wide a little bit, but hey, it's good to get up there, see what the car does on the outside. You need to make a pass, you need to do something like that. This is the place to try it out. We'll actually go on board with our race leader and test out some of these cameras that we got going on. On the throttle. I would imagine all that goes out the window when we get to that feature because you're not going to be able to take it easy. You're going to have to get in there and get all you can get. Charlie Gates with a big, huge gap with about 5 laps to go. Go back here and watch this, see if a battle brews between Hitman Monzo and Alex. See how much wheel he's having to put in the corner. He's driving in deep, and that car is getting really tight in the center. He's having to put a lot of wheel in it. A lot of times you can adjust that by putting more wheel into it, or try to not drive as deep into the corner. Sometimes that'll help get that car to roll through the middle instead of putting too much wheel on it. That usually causes a little bit of tire wear. Tire wear will be a factor, as only one set of tires for 125 laps. Three laps to go. Charlie Gates with the commanding lead in this B main. Should be able to wrap this up in next couple laps. We'll get a little 2-minute warm up, and then we'll jump right into the main. And man, the fireworks should be flying, as you see Barney with the white flag. Sends it over to Charlie Gates, says, hey man, 1 lap to go. Great camera view of the trailers and all the motorhomes and trucks and stuff. Really great camera work. Really enjoy that. Charlie Gates coming, takes the checker flag. He's going to win the B main. And man, congratulations to these 3 drivers. They all transferred to the feature tonight, as we're getting ready to get the show on the road. Well, I'll tell you what, while we have about a 2-minute warm-up, I'm going to bring somebody in the booth, somebody that can tell me a little bit about this race tonight. Hey, Josh, it's Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm excited. Can't wait to see this damn race. You're the points leader, and you've got 1 win on the season. Tell me about tonight. What are you expecting tonight? What do you expect out of this track and this car, as we got 20 guys fighting to win at Martinsville?
Same as any other trip at Martinsville. I mean, we normally get a little cleaner as long as you can avoid that grass and that speed bump. The speed bump on the bottom really affects these low slung cars. I mean, I'm myself personally, I mean, I goofed up on qualifying a little bit. Should have been starting further up, but just survival. Now that I've got point lead and a decent one, I'll race big picture from here. Top 5s are worth more than a wrecked race car going for a win, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, all right, well, man. Well, good luck staying out of trouble. What's your plan as far as you got 125 laps on these tires? And, I mean, what's your plan as far as trying to manage positions? I mean, you don't want to drop too far back, but you also don't want to push too hard. Kind of what's your thought process on that? Don't give away too many secrets, though.
No. I mean, same as any of these races, we've been doing this 125 on one set for a while. I just try and maintain without burning up too much and really start going with about 50 to go.
All right, man. Well, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That was Josh Oswald, our points leader, as he gets ready for this race. As we warm up is over, and we should start hitting the grid really soon. All right, well, let's get this grid up as we look. Like I said, pole sitter was Kevin Anderson with a great lap time. Garrett Zachariah starting second. William Griffith with a great qualifying effort in third, along with Garrett Kinder on the outside. Harold Rothery in rounding out the top 5. Mickey Isaac sixth. Mike Steffen starting 7th. Mike Hasty starting 8th. Josh Oswald starting 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Thomas Capuano. Starting 11th is Michael Swing, Sam Wetstein, starting 12th. Hemi G starting 13th. Nick Schaefer starting 14th. Tyler Rice starting 15th. Charlie Gates Jr. starting 16th. Alex Veith 17th. And Phil Hitman Monzo starting 18th. as the cars are getting rolling now. Really excited to get this thing going. I think they're going to put on a hell of a show. It should be exciting. Hopefully they keep the cars clean. We should have about 2 laps to go. We already see the 717 car of Garrett Zacharias already blinking out, having some connection issues. So interesting. You know, we don't have like engine failures, tire. Well, we do have a little bit of tire failure, but brake failure. A lot of things that aren't coded in this game, but makes up for it whenever you have a car that's just completely blinking out. So hopefully everybody can be careful around him. We're getting ready to go for 125 laps of really, really fun short track racing. Pace car brings them down the backstretch, enter into turn 3. Kevin Anderson going to wait for that green flag. As soon as that flagman pulls it out, he's going to go. Green flag is out. We're going. Got a little bit of a checkup there in the back. A lot of accordion going on. But, wow, what a great start for Garrett Zacharias. He's going to go down the corner, but he's going to get loose. So that's going to give Kevin Anderson the inside line. He almost cleared him. Had a great run down in the first turn. And you see he's getting loose as well. So, oh my goodness. And William Griffith gets into the back of Garrett Kinder, excuse me. And, we've got a parking lot here as the guys are trying to get through. Garrett Kinder trying to get turned around, so is William Griffith. So tough start for these guys. Garrett Kinder in particular, who is third in the points, who gets turned from behind and goes around. Trying to go back and see if we can catch what happened there. Is go down to the corner and Griff just gasses it up just a little bit, and Garrett with nowhere to go as he had a car in front of him, and so just a tough deal there. The cars do have one faster pair, so you can come in and get that fixed. And I would imagine there's a few cars that will need to do that. Our leader stays the same, Kevin Anderson. Mickey Isaac moved up from 6th place up to 3rd after that incident. So already some top 5 guys having issues. Josh Oswalt was in that. I don't think he sustained too much damage. Well, actually, check on his car. I don't see anything that looks out of place. So as long as the tires are pointed straight, that's what's important. Well, after that, Garrett Kinder, William Griffith going to have some work to do as they're going to be towards the back of the field. All the way back 16th, 17th, 18th. So way back in the back of the field. Going to have to do some work to get their way back up to the front. Looks like we got a EOL for William Griffith. So he's going to start in the back since he was kind of the first part of that incident. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I'd get myself in trouble saying that thing. But we're doubled up, ready to go, as we'll keep an eye on them as they try to make their way up to the field. Hopefully avoid any more trouble. I know our points leader did not want to be involved in that. But we'll see if Garrett Zacharias has a good a restart as he had before. Almost cleared Kevin going down to the front straight. Kevin will have a better advantage. He does take advantage of it. Has a nice little start going down to the first turn. Everybody clear so far as we watch the leaders battle it out. Harold Rothery starting to stick his nose up in there in that neon green modified. You start to see Garrett having a lot of twitchy problems. He's in the middle of the corner. He's getting loose. You can tell that car is really set up. That usually means it's really fast. Days of Thunder, they say loose is fast and on the edge of out of control. And And if that doesn't describe what Garrett's going through right now, it's absolutely. But he's having some connection issues too, so. We watch as they get settled, and we have a couple, 2 or 3 laps under our belts now without any kind of issues. Kevin Anderson, our leader, but Garrett starting to work on the back bumper of Kevin. It looks like once those tires, and he's go on the rear end of Kevin since Garrett's blinking out a little bit. We watch him try to get some position on him. He is really fast. I would imagine that car starting to come in, being a little bit loose early on as the tires get a little heat in them. He's probably going to be really, really quick. As you can see, he's all over the back bumper of Kevin. Looks like we're going to soon have a battle for the lead. We'll keep an eye on this battle just for a few laps, just in case something happens. I don't want to miss a fight for the lead. There's racing going on all over the track that I want to highlight, but right now, I want to make sure that we see this battle for the lead, see if it, as these guys have really cut loose from the field. Almost looks like they're tandem drafting. They're just nose to tail, pulling away from this field. Garrett trying to get to the inside, trying to find a way. You know, Kevin has doing the right thing by just rolling the middle, or rolling the bottom, excuse me. Really hard to get a run off that corner, but he is right there. As soon as Kevin makes any sort of mistake, he tries to peek to the outside, try to get a run off the corner, get to the inside. He's all but there. He's just putting so much pressure on Kevin, but Kevin not breaking. Gonna say, hey man, if you want to get around me, you got to pass me. I'm not gonna make a mistake. Gives him a little bump there. Almost to the inside, not quite there, going down into the corner, has to get back in line, but he is working the hell out of Kevin. Kevin doing a great job, but man, this is a lot of pressure. Sam Wetstein goes off the track. Go back and see what happened to him. He goes down in the corner and just loses it on entry. Gets into the grass. Was able to clear the cones, though. That was a hell of an effort not to knock the cones out of the way. Really disappointed about that a little bit, but good on him. So he keeps going. We'll go back up to the lead as the lead is still as we're under yellows. Looks like William Griffith had some sort of issue. Let's go see what happened to him. Oh, yeah, it just grabs the apron a little bit and just pulls him around. So a little single car spin is going to bring out the second caution of the night. Seems like he's going to be all right. So our top two, Kevin Anderson, Garrett Zacharias, are definitely the cars to beat tonight, as we've had some guys up in the top 5 have some trouble. Josh Oswald definitely had some sort of issue in that first incident, had some damage because he was falling back quite a bit, our points leader, and he's going into pit road now. Probably getting a fast repair to get back on the track, get that damage fixed. Probably had a toe out or something like that. Probably not, car not driving as well. You see he gets fast repair and he heads on out. Check back here with Garrett Kinder as he was able to make his way back up into the top 10 there on that run. William Griffith wasn't having that much luck to get back up through there, and he was the one who brought out the caution. So Garrett definitely having an easier time getting through the field. But we got quite a few guys. We got Nick Schaefer who is up here in 6th place. He's up 8 spots from where he started. Same with Alex Veith, who is up inside the top 10. We talked about him earlier. He ran in the B main. You know, it's still really early, and I know these two guys up front have, you know, kind of pulled away from the pack, but it'll be a mystery. It'll be who back here in the back is just saving their stuff. Maybe they're taking their time with these tires, making sure that they last to 125. So I expect to see some folks make their way to the front as we are getting ready to get our second restart. Kevin was really slow, trying to back the field up a little bit as Garrett was really being pushy on the outside. But Garrett going to take advantage of that, and unfortunately gets a little bit loose and is blinking out. So it's really hard probably for him to clear somebody. But he is trying, gets a little contact between him and Kevin, and he's going to lose that spot. And also Harold Rothery going to go around him on the inside. Garrett going to fight back on the outside to try to retain that second position as he watches Kevin start to pull a gap a little bit. He is able to clear him going into the corner. Got a lot of speed going into the corner, Garrett Zacharias does. Able to make some really awesome moves. Oh, as we have a huge crash back here. Try to see what happened here. Oh man, they are another incident. Man, the same guys, unfortunately, just having a horrible night. William Griffith, Garrett Kinder caught up in this, and Josh Oswald as well. As we'll rewind a little bit and just try to see what happened here. It looks like Alex Veith, and I'm having a hard time seeing what that number is. 017 of Hemi G. Had a little contact, and when they go around, this track's just not wide enough, and it's just just another cluster like it was that first incident. So Sam Wetstein having to tow, so his night is more than likely done. I know 125 laps at Martinsville is not a long time, but you would think that these guys try to be a little bit more patient. Who am I to criticize? I'm not out there. I'm up here talking about it. So I don't know what it's like up there, and I know some of these guys are in a hurry to get to the front because after that first run, these first two had almost a 3-second lead on the whole field. So if you think you're fast and you have some speed, I understand the urgency to try to get up there and make sure you don't get too far behind because these two fellas up here were gone. But as we work this caution, the lights are still on the pace car. So we'll kind of go through the field to tell you where everybody's running. We'll bring up the tower and let you see it yourself. But I will call it out. Kevin Anderson's still our leader after 28 laps. Garrett Zacharias running second. Harold Rothery third. Thomas Capuano running fourth. Mike Steffen running fifth. Nick Schaefer running sixth, up 8 spots, having a great run in the number 3 car. Michael Swink running 7th. Tyler Rice running 8th. 9th, Mike Hasty running 10th. Charlie Gates Jr. Garrett Kinder involved in a couple accidents so far. He's running 11th. Phil Hitman Monzo is running 12th, having a great run, taking advantage of some issues guys are having. William Griffith running 14th. Alex Veith 15th. Mickey Isaac running 16th. And our points leader, Josh Oswald, having a really, really tough night. Already used his fast repair in the pit road, getting repairs after that last incident. So, unfortunately, just Martinsville being such a narrow track has just taken out some really, really good racers and guys up near the front points. But we go back green. Kevin Anderson with another great restart. Let's see what Garrett can do as he's trying to defend that second position. He's going to try again to go to that outside. And he's going to get out there. His setup is really awesome to be able to shoot out to the outside like that. It's tough for Kevin to race around him as he's constantly blinking out. But he is able to hold that outside and make it work. You can see how loose his car is, but that seems to really help him on the outside. So a good decision. Make it a little tough to drive on the bottom, but he's just blinking out so bad it's hard to race. I know that's frustrating to have internet issues. He's going to hit the wall a little bit. Looks like he got some phantom contact, but it's really hard to say what was going on. So tough for Garrett, but we're starting to see some guys make some moves. We're starting to see Harold Rothery, Thomas Capuano, who have been kind of riding around, are starting to make a little run towards Kevin. As Garrett gets under Thomas for third place, sets his sights on Harold. I hate to say it, Kevin, but I think if Garrett Zacharias can get his internet issues fixed, I think he'd probably be leading this race because he seems to have the fastest car on the track. He definitely has the best lap of the race at 18.3, so he is definitely moving. While we watch the battle, let's go back through the field. Let's see if we can catch some of this racing that's going on. As we look at the battle for sixth place, Nick Schaefer, who has been a big mover in this race, is trying to fight off some of these guys behind him that are seem to be a little hungry, ready to go. You see Garrett Kinder back up into eighth place. Just a horrible night for him so far, but he's making the best of it. You see him creep in the picture as Nick Schaefer goes a little wide. Mike's going to go into the inside. Oh, wow. Nick Schaefer actually gets into the wall a little bit. That's not good. Those tires are pretty bare. We got our hair back and our fenders off with these cars, so I got to be careful with that. Hopefully it didn't have too much damage, but Mike, Hasty, and Garrett Kinder through. So Kinder moving his way back up through the field. Go back up to the lead. We see the top three still nose to tail as Harold decided he wanted to get up there and mix it up with these leaders. You see our points leader, Josh Oswald, having a tough night. We talked to him earlier, and he was wanting to just stay out of trouble and race for points. And, I think he was doing a great job, just got caught up in other people's mess. But we're only 5 races in, so he's got plenty of time to make it up. He's already a race winner this season, so I think he'll be quite all right. This battle for the lead is really, really fun. Just see how good Garrett Zacharias is on the entry and in the middle. His car just so hooked up, able to really roll into the center better than anybody. The only reason why he's not out front, probably pulling away from the field, is just cars in front of him. He can't roll through the car. So these guys are going to have to fight like hell to keep Garrett behind him, because I think they're going to be in trouble if that happens. We'll check on William Griffin, check on this battle for 10th spot as Michael Swink goes high, maybe just to let Griff by, and Griff cracks the top 10 back up through there. We're starting to get a little spread out here, which is really nice. We've got a battle here for 12th place. We go back up to the lead. It's really hard to stay away because these top 3 are nose to tail. They just have they're mirroring each other's lap times. They're a good tenth faster than anybody else on the track. Garrett Kinder, one of the few that is almost matching their lap time. So Garrett Kinder gonna be a contender to the end of this race, maybe especially if he can get another caution. But he's got a lot of ground to make up, and these three are not really battling, so that they're able to put down really fast lap times and pull away from the field. As we pull up the track map and see what it looks like, as you see these guys are starting to run down the back of the field. Just Hitman Monto about a straightaway away. Kevin Anderson doing a great job here managing this lead. You know, Martinsville is one of those places where the bottom line is just so important that you roll through that. But if you can stay on the bottom and you can really roll the bottom, come off low, it's really hard. I mean, it's impossible to pass. You have to either, you know, try to put the bumper to them, which there's not much of in this car, so that's a little dangerous to do. But if you can roll enough speed inside the corner and carry enough through, as the number one of Harold gets a little loose trying to get in, he got in a little hot, wasn't expecting Kevin maybe to slow down as much, but that's going to open the door for Garrett as he jumps down in there, and Harold shuts the door and Garrett has to back out. So these guys are racing hard with about 75 laps to go. But they are racing really, really hard, trying to maintain that track position. As Harold just trying to be patient to work his way around Kevin, but Garrett's starting to run out of patience just a little bit. That last lap, William Griffith, one of the faster cars on the track, and you know, it's really hard for me to say, but it honestly looks like Kevin Anderson's starting to fade just a little bit as these guys are having and of course it's easier as the car, you know, following to get a little bit more out of your braking zone because you have a reference car. You see Harold really drive it in the middle, so you know they have a reference point where Kevin doesn't, so that could also be a possibility. But it just looks like they're able, both the second and third place cars are able to roll the corner just a little bit better. You see our leaders starting to hit the back of the field here with Charlie Gates Jr. He politely moves out of the way and lets leaders go by on the inside. Top three are about 5 seconds away from fourth place, so these guys are definitely in a league of their own as we are coming to lap 58. Not quite halfway, but almost there. So we ought to start seeing guys who, if they've been able to save any tires, now's the time they're going to start moving up and getting their way up towards the front. But it seems like these three have the field covered at this point. 5 seconds is going to be I don't know if you can save 5 seconds worth of tires. As Hemi G in the 017 car being a little bit squirrely, making the leaders a little bit nervous, trying to fight, and he's going to go and hit the right rear of our leader, Kevin Anderson, which is going to open the door, gets him out of the groove. Harold's going to take advantage of that. And Kevin's going to shut the door, keep that position as Harold tries to get his nose in there. Garrett Zacharias all over his back bumper. So a scary moment there for our leader, Kevin Anderson, as he's trying to make his way around this lap traffic. been working the back bumper of Kevin Anderson for quite a few laps, just not able to do anything with him. As you see Kevin driving deep into the corner, diamonding up a little bit in the middle, and then coming off low as Harold gets a little bit loose there. I don't know if he got any help or not, but trying to find some space to get up under. You look, he's entering in a little bit high, trying to get a better run off low to get a run down the straightaway, but just not able to get that speed. He looks like he's so fast entering in the corner, but you can't really do anything without just plowing right over Kevin. So Kevin doing a great job of defending his position. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have a 3 wide with some lap cars. We have a 3 wide battle for the lead, as all the leaders have to check up a little bit. Kevin Anderson with a strong move on the outside, gonna door bang a little bit, hit the wall, and Harold Rothery's gonna go around. And we stay green. We stay green as Harold is trying to get it back going, just stuck against the wall, and just a horrible situation there for the leaders, as looks like Harold's going to go down pit road and get his fast repair, so he definitely has some damage that that's going to hurt him. So a really really bad deal there, as they were 3 wide for just a few minutes, as just Kevin had to kind of check up, going through the middle of some lap cars. One guy willing to let go, and the other just trying to figure out where we were going. We'll go back and just kind of check and see what happened there. It's, like I said, they let's back it up just a little bit, as we see the leaders just not really sure what to do. Harold trying to take advantage of the fact that Kevin had to check up, which is what you're supposed to do, and they were 3 wide. Garrett Zacharias taking it 3 wide, and they cleared it for a few minutes, and then Kevin gets a little door bang there and gets into the wall, and unfortunately Harold just gets spun around. So man, what a tough break for Harold, who has been patient the whole race. Finally found his opportunity to get under Kevin, and it just went south for him quick. So still a long way to go, as Harold is back on the track with that fast repair, so he's going to be racing his guts out, trying to get a caution. He looks to be the, let's see, he's definitely a few laps down, so probably won't get any kind of lucky dog or anything with a caution, but man, really disappointing for Harold. I know that's not what you want to see, especially with a strong car like he had, but Garrett Zacharias taking advantage of that whole situation, taking it 3 wide on the bottom, and getting to the inside of Kevin and going and getting the lead, as the other 2 leaders had issues. So now Garrett gets to set the pace, as we'll go back here and check on Garrett Kinder as he makes his way back up through the field, has cracked the top 5 and is working on Michael Steffen for 4th place. So, definitely race-winning speed in the 13 car, as he is trying to be patient here with Mike, but is definitely faster. So if he can get around him, he can start making his way up to Thomas and try to get into the podium spot. We're a little bit over halfway, lap 76 of 125 in the Martinsville 125 here on Rebel Racing Network. I'm Eddie Smith, and I'm calling the race tonight. First one of the season, the 5th race. And Martinsville, a hell of a place to start calling a race. And so far, it's been a show, as we've seen a lot of really good racing, a lot of tough races, some heartache already. Before we even reached halfway, we've got a couple cars out of the race. Sam Wetstein, Mickey Isaac, and Josh Oswald not quite out of the race, but involved in a couple of incidents, and he is definitely down on power. You see Garrett Kinder trying to find that little bit of speed he can do to get just that right front tire on the inside of Mike. But don't look now. As we go back up to the lead, we see Kevin Anderson has run down Garrett Zacharias. And so I don't know if Garrett has used up a little bit of his car, or Kevin just wasn't showing his hand just yet. As man, he's making up a lot of time on him. You can see just how much time he's making up on the entry, getting right to his bumper and just not really losing it. So being it, like I said earlier, being in the following car, it just gives you a point of reference to outbrake the guy. And so he's taking advantage of that for sure. That last lap, Kevin Anderson a 10th and a half faster than Garrett, so Kevin definitely wasn't showing his whole hand. But as soon as Garrett got out front, he decided, well, I can't let that happen. So that time around, Garrett just a little bit faster. We come up on a lap car. Number 3 of Nick Schaefer. He's going to go high, give these leaders the room to go to the inside. Kevin, unfortunately, going to get the worst part of it. So he's going to catch the car on the exit of the corner, which is about the worst place you can catch a lap car, especially as the tires start to get worn, as you're trying to use all the track, trying to make up some ground. As we're under caution, looks like Hitman Monzo goes around. Let it sort it out so this replay can get caught up and we'll go back and check out and see what happened. Looks like maybe Monzo was trying to let him go, but got on the brakes a little bit early on the straightaway, and he just was not ready for that. So he goes around. Should be okay though. Both cars, I don't think, got too much damage. Really interesting. I don't. Garrett Zacharias going into pit road. I don't think these guys are definitely not gonna have any issues with fuel. So I don't know what's going on here. I hate to call anything a blunder because I don't know, and we'll see it play out. But I don't know exactly what's going on unless he just got some damage that he thinks is really hindering him, and he wants to come in and get that fixed. Spent about 21 seconds on pit road. They don't have any tires, and I don't think that they have any issue with fuel. So it probably was just a little bit of damage that he wanted to get fixed. Maybe he was saving a fast repair. I'm not real sure, which could be a good strategy. Get caught up in something late in the race, you still have that fast repair. So not really sure what he came down pit road for other than just to fix some damage. But our leader is now running 8th. So Kevin Anderson has now regained the lead, which he had plenty of speed. So I think it was a matter of time. But Thomas Capuano, and man, if I'm saying your name wrong, I'll promise you I'll get it right next time. We're gonna go with what I got now. Mike Steffen and Garrett Kinder. So this is what Garrett Kinder needed to get up there and battle for the win. Is he's been to the back twice and still has plenty of speed. Was running just as fast as the leaders that last run. So as long as he doesn't burn those tires up, and hopefully he took care of, and looks like he wasn't driving too hard. So I would keep my eyes on Garrett Kinder, that 13 pink car there in 4th place, as a definite contender to get up here and fight with these guys and maybe take over Harold's position of that 3rd car in that 3-way battle. But, a lot of storylines so far as the lights are off on the pace car. Our points leader, Josh Oswalt, running 16th, having some issue, couple incidents. Did not want to see that. Mickey Isaac, a couple guys who started up front, having lots of issues. So right now we're going to be watching Garrett Kinder Thomas Capuano, see what they have, see if they have anything for Kevin as the pace car is out. And we're also going to be watching that 717 car, Garrett Zacharias, as he tries to make his way back up to the field. Kevin Anderson with a great jump. He's going to get out front. That's what he needs to do, is these guys are hungry behind him. As Garrett Kinder goes to the outside, going to have to be careful, as guys are going to be extremely aggressive. Guys are going to have to find that patience, as we still have quite a few laps to go. 30, his caution is out. Looks like Hemi G, Alex Veith, and Harold Rothery having some sort of issue back here. We'll go check that out. All right. There we go. So you see Alex Veith, Harold just kind of get it together. Hemi G with just nowhere to go. I'm going to attempt to say it's Girardini, so. But just a little bit of contact. And unfortunately, Harold Rothery's great day for the first part of this race has just gone bad. He's kind of got in the back now and trying to make his way through the field. He had to pit under green. He really didn't get spun. He just spun out just by racing, just a racing incident. And fortunately, the caution didn't come out, but he had enough damage that he needed to come down and get that fast repair. So he was behind the 8-ball trying to make up positions, and which can be extremely frustrating, especially at a small track, because you can go down quite a few laps when you pit. Really slow pit road speed. So really disappointing. I think he had plenty of speed. I think he was going to be fighting for the win here with these guys, and just unfortunate what happened to him. But we're going to get back green with about 30 laps to go, which will take almost no time. But I would imagine going green the rest of the way is pretty much not going to happen. As there are guys, particularly Garrett Zacharias, start to see those lap times, or those laps count down, knowing that you have a race-winning car, at least one that can finish or battle for it, and you're running 8th place. Cautions, breed cautions. So if one comes out every, couple laps, so you just don't have time to make up a whole lot of positions. So he's going to have to be aggressive. He's going to get back up to the front. You've got some guys like Garrett Kinder who have had just I wouldn't say an up at all. He's just had a down and down race, and he's starting to get that up as he runs in 3rd place there on the inside. So he's finally having an up down race, but it's been just a lot of issues. Been gone to the back twice, so has fought his way back up there, and he's in the mix as we're getting ready to go back green, as Kevin Anderson's going to lead us down to the green flag. 30 laps to go, not much time. Who is going to come away with this victory, as Kevin backs up the inside line and gets a great jump again, as Thomas is going to defend that bottom against Garrett Kinder. Mike Hasty, Mike Steffen running side by side back there. Did you see Garrett Zacharias jump to the inside? He is up to 5th place. He is on the move, as the battle for the lead is also picking up, as Garrett dives to the inside. And boy, this is trouble for these top 3, as Garrett already made quick work of Mike Hasty and Mike Steffen. So you see Garrett Kinder getting a run on the 21 of Thomas. You see cars acting differently. Kevin is about the best looking car as far as how it's driving in the entry, through the middle, and off the corners. These other guys are just driving the wheels off these cars. You see Garrett gets a little bit loose, trying to avoid Thomas as he gets a little bit squirrely off the corner, but both of them are just in a hurry because the 717 car is coming, and he is all over the back bumper of Garrett Kinder. Not sure how much patience they're going to be, as this top four is just a badass race up here. It's so much fun to watch as these guys try to race for this victory. I'm sorry for the guys who are running behind this, but I'm going to keep my eyes on this, see who can prevail, see if Zacharias can get around Kinder. As they're starting to lose touch with Kevin just a little bit. He's able to pull a gap on Thomas. Garrett going to take, Zacharias going to dive down to the inside, take third place with ease. Garrett Kinder doing the smart thing, just letting him go. So he knew he was going to dive it down in there, but you know, if Garrett Kinder has used up his tires, I wouldn't blame him one bit. I think he did what he had to do, and had a whole lot harder race than these guys. Thomas Capuano gets squirrely there. Pretty much the whole turn is going to open up the inside for Zacharias. He's going to go down the inside. Garrett Kinder going to try to follow him. Thomas may be, and they touch. Zacharias going to blink out. So tough to race around somebody like that, but Thomas fighting back hard on the outside, but it's going to open the door for Garrett Kinder. Garrett Kinder's going to spin out, get loose, going in the corner, trying to take advantage of that. And oh my goodness, what a tough break as caution comes out with 22 laps to go. Garrett Kinder again goes around and gives up that fourth place. Doesn't look like he hurt the car, but again, he's going to have to fight his way back up through the field. And unfortunately, with 20 laps to go, that's going to be a tall order, as Kevin Anderson having a great run, led a lot of laps, but the only other guy to lead tonight is right behind him in Garrett Zacharias. And so here we are with 20 laps to go, with probably about 18 when we get back going green. And the two fastest cars all night are going to be back up the front battling for the win. So but while we're waiting on this to go green, let's talk a little bit about the schedule. We normally do this at the end of the race, but we'll go ahead and knock this out now. As you see, we've already gotten 4 races in. We're at Martinsville. Next week we're at USA. Langley after that, Stafford, and Bristol, which I've seen personally. These guys race Bristol, and it's so much fun. The Bull Ring, Richmond, and then we'll end the series at Hickory, which I think is awesome. That'll be so much fun. But I want to thank the series admins, Josh Oswald, Jason Warren, Aaron Ward, Michael Swink, and Shannon Wilder for putting on a great series. Every one of these races I've ever watched has been fantastic. So getting the opportunity to broadcast one, I could not wait, because the guys, like I said earlier, the guys in here racing are some of the best on our racing, and they get in there, they get sideways, they wheel it, and they put on a great show. So light's still on the pace car, so we'll at least do one more lap after this, as this gives guys a little bit of time to think about what they're going to do. You know, early on in the race, we saw Garrett Zacharias running second in that 717 white and blue car. Be able to get a lot of speed on the outside. Kevin's going to get a great run off the restart, but if Zacharias can get to that outside, he's definitely shown he's been able to make those moves. So I would be looking for that, especially if I was Kevin. Thomas running in third, he's going to his whole thing is he's got to try to get to that inside and not allow Zacharias to get back down to the bottom. Try to stay as close as he can, get a good restart behind Kevin and get to his back bumper as we get ready to go green. We're side by side. Garrett, where are you? Come back, brother. Haven't seen Garrett in a while. This is a little bit weird, awkward. Kevin going to get a huge jump as he's got plenty of space as people just didn't know where Garrett was, and Garrett comes back. He's going to have that outside. He's going to drop deep into the corner, but Thomas is going to have that position as we see Zacharias able to get inside for second place, so he's got his sights set on Kevin Anderson. Kevin Anderson drove a hell of a race tonight, so he is going to have to fight like hell as we see somebody get into the wall. Looks like Mike Steffen gets into the wall off of turn 2, but we're going to head back up to the lead as we see what Garrett can do. As he blinks out again. Hopefully that doesn't become an issue. It has been a couple of times as he's tried to make passes and then blink out and have a little bit of net code. So hopefully his internet can stay solid for just a few more laps so we can see a great battle for the lead. 13 laps to go as Kevin is going to have to, he's done it all race. Can he hold on to this position? Can he keep that 717 car behind him? Getting a little bit nervous about this blinking going on. I want to see a really clean pass for the lead if there is one, or see if Kevin can hold him off. And he is all over him, trying to get to the inside. Just cannot get the run that he needs. I would go on board with him, but he would blink out. So we're going to stay right here on this view as we watch these guys battle. 10 laps to go. Kevin Anderson, the dominant car. You know, him and Zacharias have been the best drivers all race. But Kevin, having that track position, has been able to hold him off until that issue with the lap car. So Garrett going to have to get a little creative to try to get around Kevin, because Kevin is just able to wrap the bottom so well. All over the back bumper. 8 laps to go as we cross the line. Not much time. You got to figure it out. Lap cars are starting to come up. He comes up to Kevin, gives him a little bit of a tap, trying to get him out of the groove, get his right rear tires a little squirrely so he can get an advantage. Kevin backs up a little bit in the middle. Wow, what a great show these guys are putting on as they're coming up to the back of Harold Rothery, who is battling for the lead, pulls off the track in front of him, lets him go. You know, a painful move for sure, but a very sportsmanlike move to do that, get out of the way of the leaders as they fight for this win. Zacharias just not able to find a lane, to find a way around Kevin. Kevin just not making a mistake. He's been pretty much mistake-free all night long, so waiting on him to make a mistake is probably going to end up with you finishing second place. So you're going to have to make something happen if you're Garrett Zacharias. Try to get around him as they come up onto the back end of the points leader, Josh Oswalt, who again had just a horrible, tough night, getting caught up in a couple accidents that weren't his fault. I'm sorry, guys, who are running, you know, a little bit further back than these two. I know I try to get everybody every race that I broadcast, with this racing has been too good as we come down to 2 laps to go. If if Zacharias has anything, he's got to do it now. He cannot wait any longer if he wants to get this win. Going down into turn 3, getting ready to come to the white flag. White flag is out. One more lap to go for Kevin Anderson. He's had a flawless race for the most part. All he has to do is one more lap, half a lap now. Garrett Zacharias just not able to make up any time. Going down into 3 and 4. He gets to the back bumper, gives him a shove, gets him out of the groove. But Kevin Anderson not even close to faltering, doesn't miss a beat, takes home this victory, and takes home the win tonight in the Martinsville 125 in the Thunderstruck series. What a great race by Kevin. Just a fantastic run by him, and takes home this win. Definitely deserving tonight. Just staying out of the issues. Being out front helps with that, but just a great run. Not to allow these guys to get runs on him. A couple of guys were running just a little bit harder. Garrett Zacharias was faster at some points of the race, but there's your winner. So he's going to burn them down on the front stretch. I don't know if they give grandfather clocks out for this, but he might get a nice watch or something. Who knows? But congratulations as we pull up the results. As you see our winner, Kevin Anderson. Garrett Zacharias finishing second. Thomas Capuano with a great race. He made up 7 spots, started 10th, and had a great run there to get on the podium. William Griffith with a hell of a run back up to 4th place, gets that top 5 after he got caught up in a couple incidents, and Mike Steffen rounding out your top 5. So let's go ahead and let's get the top 3 up into the booth, and let's talk to them and see what they think about the race. I don't see Thomas in Discord, so we'll go ahead and start with 2nd place, Garrett. Hey, Garrett, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. You got me?
Yes, sir. Hey, man, that was a fantastic race, man. You were running up front all night. It seemed like you were one of the faster cars on the track, if not the fastest at some point. Able to make moves on the outside. Really had some really good speed, especially early on in a run. Kind of talk me through your race and what you were trying to do to get up front.
Yeah, man. The game plan was 125 laps, a lot of laps. These cars that right rear and right front goes away pretty quick. And I figured we saved a little bit, but I really didn't. And it went well. We didn't save that much, but, that last green flag run we had, the top speed was good, as you said. We got around the 181 and the 1 restart, and we got a little loose. We got together. But, those last 20 laps were good. I started 8th on that last restart and passed everybody pretty clean and caught him. I caught him pretty quick, and we were just trying to roll better than him, and I was rolling way better. I just didn't have the gear to get off the corner. I'd like to thank Ryan Kuhn, Setup Shop, for the setup. Best of the business on the asphalt side, and we gave him the bumper in 3, just didn't have enough to get off.
Well, tell me what was the pit for? Were you just trying to fix some damage, or what was going on? I noticed you pitted from the lead.
Yeah, pitting was a fuel strategy, actually. I went a couple gallons a little short. I thought we'd make it, but the long green flag run kind of killed that plan. So we figured we'd top it off a little bit and see where we can get. If we didn't pit, we probably would have ran out if we went green from there, and would have been worse. So I'd rather finish second than DQ.
Absolutely. Well, man, great run, great race. Y'all put on a show. That was a lot of fun to watch. So congratulations on 2nd place.
Thank you.
All right. Is this Thomas?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Thomas, this is Eddie up in the booth, man. Congratulations, man. A great run, 3rd place. I think this is your first race in the series. You may not have had the speed of the first 2 guys who seemed to be just blazingly fast, but, hey, you were right there all race, up 7 spots. Had a clean race, though, as you were you're just fighting to stay in third place, and you did a great job. Kind of talk me through your race. How'd it go for you?
So first things first, I'm not really a big fan of Martinsville. I'm not very good here at all. But I went in with a pretty baseline setup, the setup that we were all given, and I just gave it my all. I missed a little bit of practice, missed the first race of the season, I think too. But I ran a bunch of races this year or last year, the last season, with these guys, and they're just a pleasure to race with. You know, these guys are some of the cleanest and most respectful drivers you can race with, and it makes you race probably the most realistically that you can. But just managed to keep the car clean for most of the race. Avoided that first wreck, that parking lot wreck, and then I'm gonna be honest here, not to throw my man Garrett Zacharias under the bus, but he was lagging a lot. So like when he would get behind me, I just let him go, So I didn't even put up a fight for him. Also, I think I burned my stuff up in that long green flag run because for whatever reason I just decided to pick up the pace, and I think I burned the right rear off the car. But this SKM car was really good. Got to thank Stafford Speedway, Citrus Safe Cleaners, Black Flag Podcast, Benstein Films, TA Race Engines, Jensen Motorsports, and everyone who helped me get here.
Well, all right, man. Well, hey, congratulations on a third place. A really clean race. You were our biggest mover tonight. So, congratulations, man. Great run.
Thank you.
Hey, Kevin, this is Eddie. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Kevin, man, congratulations, dude. Great win tonight. You were the dominant car. You were, honestly, I think I saw at one point you had your left hand with a cigarette out the window when you was leading. Man, just had a great race. A lot of guys seem to have a lot of speed, but you seem to be the most comfortable at that speed and just rolling the bottom. You seem to have whole lot of speed to stay in front of those guys and not make any mistakes. Kind of talk me through your race there.
Yeah, we came up with a really stable setup. It was really good from start to finish, even qualifying and everything. It was really good setup. We were real happy with it. Smooth, and then just trying to pace myself the whole way, and got a lot of pressure from those other guys. And yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I noticed you had an issue with a lap car and was able to, Garrett Zacharias was able to get around you, and he had to pit for fuel. Kind of what was your thoughts there as you go three wide for first place? Is you kind of almost saw your win kind of get stolen from you there, just kind of fade off into the distance.
Yeah, I had a few choice words at that moment that I won't repeat here. Yeah, yeah, it was a tough situation. I'm glad I got through there. I'm pretty much unscathed. Sorry about the one. I think he got caught up in me and the 717 bouncing off each other a little bit there. Other than that, made it through okay. And I was wondering why he pitted. I didn't know if he bounced off the wall a couple of times. I didn't know he had to get this fast repair or if he needed fuel. He pitted on that caution.
Well, that and those last few laps were fantastic as well, man. But yeah, he stopped, had to get a little bit of fuel. He wasn't sure he was going to make it. Drove back up there and made a race out of it. So, but like I said, you were definitely had that. You looked like you deserved to win that race, and you really put it on a show. So, congratulations, man. Great job on the win. Looking forward to next week and hope to see you back. Maybe go for two in a row.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I like to thank my Roca Nation teammates, Moneymaker guys. We put a lot of work in these setups and practicing and stuff to try and get as good as we can to come and compete against you guys. 'Cause you guys, tough to run against, and just one big hell but compete.
Well, all right, man. Well, man, have a beer on me. Enjoy this one and celebrate, and we'll see you next week.
I appreciate that. Talk to you later.
See ya. Well, there you have it, our winner. Let's go over the results all the way through. We kind of just highlighted the top five, but let's show everybody and get everybody's name on the broadcast. So, like I said, Kevin Anderson, Garrett Zacharias, Thomas Capuano, top three. William Griffith with a strong comeback performance, just bulldozing his way through the field to finish fourth. Mike Steffen with a really quiet top five, but he was there all race. Mike Hasty, Garrett Kinder with a disappointing race. I definitely think he had enough to fight for the lead, but just had just a few issues, and had a self spin there late in the race, kind of put him out of it. So, but still to come back finish 7th was a great run. Nick Schaefer finishing 8th, Tyler Rice 9th, Charlie Gates Jr., Alex Veith, Phil Hetman Monzo having a great run in 12th, Michael Swink finishing 13th, Harold Rothery, who was up there battling for the lead and just got caught up. And there's always a winner and a loser in an accident sometimes, and he was definitely on the losing end. So definitely want to highlight him as having a whole lot of speed. Hopefully he'll come back and showcase that more. Josh Oswalt, we talked about his troubles a couple times. Just a bad situation, get caught up in a few things as a points leader. Gonna put him, drop him down the points just a little bit, but the guys he was fighting against are, they had some issues as well. So shouldn't be too big of an issue. He's always fast, and I think he'll make a good recovery. Hemi Gerardini finishing 16th. Mickey Isaac finishing 17th. Sam Wetstein, who had some trouble early on, ended up in the pits for a while. He finishes 18th. Definitely a lot faster than what that result shows. So I know he'll be excited to get back, next week and avenge that finish. And then we have Chud Bassett, which I don't think he ever gritted. So what a great race. Glad to be able to call Martinsville my first race. Really great group of drivers. They put it on a show. It was exciting all the way through. The fight for the lead was pretty much the whole race. So really excited to be back next week. I want to thank Josh Oswalt for bringing me on board. Hopefully I did a good enough job for y'all, and we'll try to improve every week, make this thing a little bit more customized, something that these guys can be proud of, and I hope to bring that to y'all. So thank y'all for having me again, and we'll see you next week. Just to bring up the schedule one more time, we'll be at USA next week, same time, just a different place at USA. So really excited to see that. Thought I ought to put it on a hell of a show. And I got my eyeballs on Bristol. That's the one I want to see on the 13th of October. So a lot of good racing. If you like to watch, definitely come back each week, because this is probably one of my favorite series that I am a part of. And so I'm excited to see how this plays out. So great race. Thank y'all for watching. Those who watched, Kevin Kinder, Shari Lund, Jonah Colbert, Brandon Wallace. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hopefully y'all come back and watch some more, and y'all have a great night.